What about your girls? How do you teach them resilience? What are the basic, do they need teaching? What do you do with them?
Yeah, I mean, I think children emulate the people closest to them, and they learn from observing, and they act out how you are. So my girls are young, they're 2 and 6, but I'm hands-on, and I love being a mother, but it's not that I believe in tough love, but I don't believe in fussing children. So if they fall over, I get them up and say, "You're brave, it's fine, don't worry, don't need to cry, it's only a graze," and kind of sort of helping them just kind of get on with things, but equally not being dismissive of their experiences and their emotions as well. But again, I believe a lot in sports. My children do a lot of sport, and I think that helps them with not just being competitive, but teamwork as well, sense of achievement, the enjoyment from discipline and dedication and working hard. But resilience is built with life experience, and I think as a parent, if you want your child to be resilient, you need the type of resilience that says, my children will get hurt, and I need to step back and be okay with that, and trust all of our coping mechanisms and skills. You don't want to be that helicopter who doesn't want them to experience anything because they're my precious baby. In a way, you're doing them a disservice when they get out into the real world.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think that happens a lot, doesn't it? So we don't, of course we want to protect our children, but they don't get, they start to fail for the first time, maybe at their GCSEs or their A levels, and they go into meltdown because they've never truly failed before and thought, okay, that's pretty bad. I can do something differently next time. But sort of teaching them those kind of, as you say, it's not even teaching them, it's just allowing, isn't it? Allowing life to happen to them a little bit more, maybe.
And also, life isn't as rigid as it used to be. There's no one which way to do anything professionally, personally. And, with the internet, there's so much more opportunity. I remember when I was young, if you didn't go to uni, that was it. You wouldn't earn a good salary. You weren't a professional. And I remember sort of feeling like a bit of a failure at one point in my life. And that's just not true anymore. There's so many different pathways, and they all have, almost equal outcomes in that sense, so long as you're committed and dedicated.
But I mean, I think in terms of what I see with the resilience in young people is this very much the social media and the comparing ourselves to each other. And you're in the media world, and you must see it a lot, all of the nonsense that goes in. We're both in this world. How can we kind of get beyond the kind of comparison, do you mean, or the FOMO? Look at their lives, they're doing all right, da da da. How do you, because I think that's a lot to do with resilience as well, is to be very kind of centered in your own heart, in your own life, and grateful for that. But how do you manage that, when you're seeing it all out there?
It's a good question, because actually, we're saying about young people, but, I consider myself fairly robust. I'm an adult, I'm a mother, and I still experience that myself. When I go on Instagram, I can feel insecure or inadequate. So it must be incredibly difficult if you've got less life experience. I suppose for me, it's trying to remember, what are social media platforms? Essentially, they are a modern version of a billboard. They are advertising. And when people are advertising, they're editing, they're showing the best bits. It's the art of deception. And I think that's what kind of keeps me grounded, that is not real life. It is a shop window. And I must, like I do a shop window, treat it like that, walk past it sometimes without a second glance. And then take myself back to what is happiness. Because I remember after my attack, someone saying to me, you can apply for criminal compensation. And I remember thinking, that's not going to help me. Money's not going to help me. That's not going to change it. And, when you go through times like this, when we're all reflecting at the moment with Corona, what are the things that truly make us happy? Because capitalism will have us believe it's material things, but we're all learning it's just health, and you can't buy it. So when you do look online at people showing off slim bodies, fast cars, poreless skin, they aren't tools to happiness. They really, really aren't. And I know it's easy to say that if you might have some of them in abundance, but there's a lot of rich, gorgeous, manic, depressing people out there. Look at half of the celebrity world, they're all unhappy, and they all seem to have the things that everyone strives for. So you need to stay grounded. You need to take yourself back to your journaling, and you need to write down what genuinely does bring you happiness. and be honest with yourself, and you know, don't envy other people's fake happiness.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, fake happiness. You know, that's the really key piece, isn't it? It's like, well, what's fake and what's real, and for you to really dig deep and think about what does really make you happy. And again, once you know what that is, it's so liberating, because you can stop chasing. You can stop chasing the cash, the fame, whatever it is, you know. And it's about, well, it's different for everybody. It's friggin' that. I look at your lovely little, is your little daughter.
Little afro hair at the bottom of the screen.
Brilliant, fantastic.